The Bible talks about how here in the land of Israel, every 7 years, you have to for the 7th year, you let the land rest. You don't plant, you don't work the land, you just let it be. And this past year was one of those Shemitah years, one of those sabbatical years. Now, different people relate to how they fulfill the Shemitah commandment, the sabbatical year commandment differently, but here in the Hinnom Valley, we were keeping the Shemitah year, we were keeping the sabbatical year, which meant for a full year, we did not plant anything.
Hey folks, Eric Stakelbeck here. Welcome to another special clip from the Watchman show on TBN. It's called the Shemitah year, and in biblical times, the people of Israel observed it, meaning they did not work the land for an entire year. It was a sabbatical commanded by God Almighty, and when the people of Israel did observe it, they faithfully kept the Shemitah year. They were blessed by God in return. Well, today, some in Israel still are keeping the Shemitah year. And I traveled to Jerusalem with my good friend Zev Orenstein of the City of David to learn more and why this is so important. Before we go there, quick reminder, you can catch the Watchman show, that's where this clip you're about to see is from, every Thursday night on TBN at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and Fridays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want to catch new episodes before anyone else, you can become a premium member here on the Watchman YouTube channel. Just go to our homepage and click join to sign up for premium membership. You will get the exclusive first look at every episode before anyone else, before it even hits the air, including behind the scenes commentary from yours truly. So we encourage you to check that out. Let's head to Jerusalem now with Zev Orenstein to learn more about the Shemitah year. Well, Zev, we're standing in this field in the amazing biblical park that the City of David is building here in the Hinnom Valley. But this isn't just any field. This actually has biblical significance. Tell us why.
Well, first, almost everything in Jerusalem has biblical significance. This has extra special biblical significance, the type of biblical significance that comes around once every 7 years.
Okay.
You know, this past year here in Israel was what we call a Shemitah year, the sabbatical year. The Bible talks about how here in the land of Israel, every 7 years, you have to for the 7th year, you let the land rest. You don't plant, you don't work the land, you just let it be. And this past year was one of those Shemitah years, one of those sabbatical years. Now, different people relate to how they fulfill the Shemitah commandment, the sabbatical year commandment differently, but here in the Hinnom Valley, we were keeping the Shemitah year, we were keeping the sabbatical year, which meant for a full year, we did not plant anything. And so now here we are, and you can see this is the first planting of the new year. So what's growing here? You have things like cabbage and lettuce and kale and kohlrabi. You have herbs and spices that are growing here, mint and Louisa and ginger and all sorts of things that are all being planted here to grow in the new year. So we are literally the fulfillment of what it talks about in the Bible, respecting the land, honoring the sabbatical year, the Shemitah year. And God says when you do that, you get triple blessing. Because you get blessing in the 6th year, you get blessing in the 7th year, and then you get blessing here in the 8th year, which is what we're beginning now. So God willing, this will be a year of blessing for us here in the Hinnom Valley, in the City of David, in Jerusalem, in Israel, and for the whole world.
Yeah, and a place of blessing for Jerusalem and beyond. And you think of Shabbat, obviously, a day of rest. It's very interesting how God did that with the Shemitah year, an entire year of just kind of laying off the land. And this was prevalent during biblical times.
That's right. I mean, it still applies today. And you said Shabbat. Shabbat comes from the word Sabbath. It's the very same idea, Sabbath and sabbatical year. So the Sabbath is the 1 day in 7 where we rest. The sabbatical, the Shemitah year, is 1 year in 7. But it's the same idea where God says, rest, just be. Things will work out. It used to be people would say, well, how can we honor the Sabbath? We have to go to work. We got to support our families. God's like, it'll be okay, right? Trust me.
And an entire year.
Yeah, it's not
to
simple.
not work the land. I mean,
Not
there had to be among farmers some anxiety, I'm sure.
yeah.
But like you said, God works it out.
That's right.
Trust God.
And so you're seeing here, you already see the first sproutings coming out here.
Yeah.
And God willing, when you come back here in a couple of months, just like you can see the rest of this area lush with green, with life, with vegetation, this field, you're not going to be able to walk through it. It's going to just be overflowing with abundance.
Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the Watchman Newscast. If you enjoyed this episode and want to see more, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, click subscribe, and tap the bell icon to turn on notifications for new Watchman Newscast episodes every weekday.